Good morning, garden friends. It is Thursday, July 2nd, and if you can already tell, we have a big update. So I did jump on the shade cloth bandwagon because it is supposed to be insanely hot today. It's supposed to be like 102 or 5 or something insane today. So because it's a very hot week, everyone in my gardening group is jumping on the shade cloth. So yeah, this is a 20 by 20 to give you an idea of how big the garden really is. And it took 3 of us to actually get this thing up. And it's kind of jerry-rigged around the ends, but it's working. And I'm keeping an eye on this little catbird on the fence over here as I'm talking to you, making sure that he's staying on my berries, which he's absolutely not. I'm gonna have to walk over there and shoo him. Yeah, look, I'm going right for the berries as I'm trying to do this video. Dang catbirds, this is why I have no blackberries. You, go away. Alright, interruption gone. So we've got the shade cloth here. This is a 40% shade cloth, and it actually feels really nice to be under it. Like if I'm walking around the yard, it's like really hot, and then I come under here and you can really feel the difference. So since I'm standing over here, let me start with, we've got some blackberries. I've only been able to harvest one since initially discovering they were blackberries because of that catbird that figured out how to get under the fence here. So I'm going to have to get creative with the fencing, I guess. Looking over here, the corn is growing really tall now. Let me see if I can give you a height perspective. So I would say it's about hip high on me now. So that's pretty impressive. So we've got the climbing beans here, and they are starting to get the tendrils going on there. So there we go. Let me zoom out a little bit. And I have planted the zucchini in these 4 spots. Oh, wait, we got one. One of my zucchini has sprouted. I wonder if there's any on the other side, because when I was out here yesterday I did not see any, so that just popped up. I do have a nasturtium right there and another nasturtium. So as I've told you in past videos, I like putting the nasturtium all around. It looks like somebody got into my plants here. This is a freshly eaten leaf. I don't know if it's the vole that was running around here that we caught in the trap this morning, but it is harder for things to get in here now because we have the fencing, the fine mesh, all the way around. We have finished putting it all the way around. Unfortunately, the voles have figured out how to dig under it in certain spots, so we have been going around slowly, putting dirt over top of it, and I will have to go around at some point and put dirt around the outside to make it harder for them to just wander in like they were. But that is not a project for this week because it is insanely hot this week. Let's see, we've got the Marianas are growing the tomatoes on them. This one has a hole in it. I don't really know if I should just leave it go at this point. But the other ones are all looking good. I've got the little basil starting to show up. The marigolds along the edge here. Oh, I forgot to dump this water thing here. So I am checking these because with the shade cloth, the watering system cannot do its overhead watering as well. So I've been like checking to make sure things are getting properly watered, which they seem to be, even though the misty part of the watering system here, it kind of does like this top shooting thing and like a bottom shooting thing. And the top one is hitting the shade cloth, which if I hit this, like rain kind of falls down. But overall, it seems to be working. Wow, my mystery tomatoes here again kind of unruly. I just saw there's a branch here that I'm gonna have to fix later. And the peppers are looking pretty good. I see little blossoms on some of them. Like I'm looking at this one over here, it's got little white blossoms on it. I don't see any peppers yet. Here's another one I need to dump. My fig is looking really happy. I don't show the fig very often, but I have repotted and that's looking really good. Let's get this over here. The lantana in this pot has bounced back beautifully. If you remember, I thought it had totally died, so I'm very excited to see it has not. Coming along here, that's still looking great. All right, the peppers that had gotten nipped, you could see the bite down there, they've bounced back and are looking really good. And if you remember 2 earlier videos, I had talked about, normally I grow Roma tomatoes, but this year I'm trying the Mariana. So the Mariana all have at least 3 tomatoes on them. And the Roma over here, there's 3 of them in this row. And I've only seen 1 tomato, which is right, let me see if I can get it on the video here, right there. And that's it. I see a couple blossoms, but not really anything going on. My 4th of July tomato has a tomato on it, but I don't think I'll actually have a tomato by 4th of July, being July 2nd. I was just keeping an eye on that for funsies. These are, oh, what kind of tomato are these? These are a different kind of tomato that's supposed to stay like small and robust, and it's looking like it's going to stay that way. I don't have to stake this one. Everything else I've been having to come around and stake, and it's kind of making me crazy, I'm not going to lie. Because I'm running out of stakes, I'm going to have to cut some. Oh, dog's bane. Well, I'm on here, I want to grab this. So the dog's bane keeps coming up. It's kind of making me nuts because I'm always pulling dog's bane out of my garden beds. So here's a weird one that I forgot to say while I was over here. This is a sunflower that has a double break in it, and a dog's bane right next to it. But I've never seen sunflowers do a double like that before, and this one's doing it too. So right here, this is a double, but then if I look at the ones over here, they're doing what they should be doing, and they're just one single stem. So I don't know, like this one's a single stem, that one's a single stem, that's a single stem, and then these 2 here have a double. Like, that's really weird. I've never seen that. I've been growing sunflowers for a couple years now, and I've never seen doubles, and I've got 2 next to each other. It's very strange. I do have something exciting to show you under here. I just saw my first cucumber is coming up here. So the cucumbers have lots of little blossoms all over them, and they're looking really good. My Cherokee tomatoes are just kind of hanging out over here, not really doing much. I do see a couple little blossoms on there, but no sign of tomatoes yet. And I did harvest my giant lettuce yesterday. That lettuce took up that entire patch. And I had to send pictures of people because it was as big as my sink, like height-wise and almost width-wise. And I was like, my sink is not tiny. This thing is huge. It's kind of crazy. These are my tomatoes that were given to me before the season. These are the ones that were in the greenhouse on my porch. And they are getting really big and unruly, and I just had to put a couple stakes in them this morning. I found like a couple really tiny stakes, but something that would keep them from laying down when they get watered, and I'll have to stake them better later. And these are the other 2 that came with it. So I can already see that these are a different leaf type than those, so they are different tomatoes. I did seem to get that part right. Checking my design here. So the acorn squash doesn't seem to be doing any kind of climbing at all. I don't see any of the tendrils. Like this one over here has the tendrils. So I'm kind of confused why this isn't trying to climb when I had it climbing all over the fence over there last year. But this year it's just kind of doing its thing. So it is what it is. Over here the butternut squash keeps trying to escape. So I have to keep coming through and tucking that back through because I don't want that invading the bean area over here. Oregano all over the pathways. This mystery tomato over here is getting little tomatoes all over it, so it is looking like it's going to be my purple cherries again, which would be awesome. And then we've got some thyme over here and some mint. Over here is looking a little less unruly since we've evened it out and put in the fencing. And I've got my chives doing great. And I have strawberries in here, and we were able to harvest 1 strawberry. and it tasted delicious. And then we had like 2 strawberries there, and something got in here and ate them, which is funny because I did put like bird netting over this, and it's like all secured everywhere. So I'm thinking a vole probably figured out a hole around the edge somewhere. All right, garden friends, I think that pretty much sums up everything for this week. Follow along if you'd like to see the progress of the garden over the summer, and have a great day. See you next time.